Hello, welcome to Blaine's Escape Corner, our little corner of the internet where we get to hang out and talk about the things that help us escape. It is a wonderful Tuesday, bright and shiny, little bit of rain, but you know what? We're okay with a little bit of rain, right? We will figure out what we're up to at that point. Ugh. What, you think it wouldn't be Tanuki again? I told you yesterday, 3 liters of sake. It's gonna be Tanuki until I'm done with it being Tanuki. Gosh dang it. I tested it previously and it was 20 times better than it was yesterday, so hopefully we don't get kicked off the internet by a service provider. Kampai, everyone. Got the AC unit hooked up, so the room's a little bit chilled, but it'll slowly get warmer as I sit here, so I've got a timer on how long before I die. Oh my goodness. All right, let's see. What are we watching? What have we been up to? We watched Tomodachi Game. I went ahead and caught up with the past couple episodes. It continues to be as good as you think it is. Good morning. Good gracious, where are you from? This whole part of the planet is at nighttime. How could you be in the morn? Unless you just wake up at this time. You're like, yeah, it's my morning. I'm a late night human. Yeah, Tomodachi Game is as good as you think it is. It really has no greatness to it. No badness to it. No, I don't know what to say. I don't know how to put it. It's not great, but it also is like, it's effective. Like, it does what it says it is. Like, it sets it up with like, welcome to the next form of L and light fighting and with mind games, and it's bleh. It's bleh. You, at the end of every episode, at the end of every question, at the end of every what's going on, you're just sitting there going like, show me how this guy already planned for it. Show me how he already planned for it. Just show it to me. Just show me how he planned for it. Anyway, nothing means anything anymore. Oh. So I could eat nothing means I could eat anything. That's what you're saying. Went ahead with my fancy high dive membership, decided to start watching I'm Quitting Heroing, because that was another one that was on our list that I hadn't started yet, hadn't gotten into. Ooh, so far it's the biggest. I recommend most people drop it. It's not immediately kind of like what you think it's gonna be. You're like, oh, he's the guy. He's not gonna be heroing anymore, so he'll go be like a part-timer. Like, I quit heroing and became a part-timer. I remember that show. Wonder what kind of part-timer this hero is going to quit and go become. But then he's not. Like, episode 1, it literally opens on him walking into the Demon King and saying, hire me, I'm done being a hero. And you're like, oh, that's kind of interesting. But then it goes from, oh, that's kind of interesting, to, let's get some life lessons on how to be a good manager. Step 1, identify your employee's skill set. Step 2, delegate all unnecessary tasks to whoever's available. Step 3, it's just so far, like, it's decent. Like, if you're looking at being a manager of any kind, or having to deal with people or tell people what to do, work in a group, anything like that, lessons aren't bad. The lessons aren't bad. You know, sometimes you just got to be straight with somebody. Sometimes you've got to go behind their back and show them that your way is better. Like there's all kinds of interesting lessons, I would say. But a good show that's exciting and I'm looking forward to. I don't know. I'm only 3 episodes in, so we'll see. But maybe this is where the turn happens, you know, the old 4th episode turn. Watched Kaku's and it was all right. Never enough Sachi. It's never enough. Never enough. Never. Oh my goodness, it never is enough. You dropped it. Was what I put down as least favorite. Maybe you just don't like the main character and the story. Okay, I'll tell you exactly what it feels like. What it feels like is there is a book, and it's a book called The Greatest Salesman. And instead of being your typical, here's the steps to the sales process to help you identify your clients and be able to get them everything they need. Instead of it being, I figured you were talking about quitting heroing because we all know that Kaku's is great. So no need to clarify. I'm on top of it today. What the hell was I just saying? Oh yeah, Greatest Salesman. Instead of being that, it's actually like a narrative. It's about a guy who goes and meets a really rich sultan or something and is like, tell me your wisdom, oh great sultan. And the sultan's like, well, long ago I was given a scroll by a man. And so he starts telling the tale of how this sultan became like the greatest salesman. And throughout the book, here's a life lesson on how to be good at sales, as told through the guy telling a story about a salesman. And so the whole thing is like this weird framing device just to teach you something. And I Quit Heroing feels like a framing device for a book on how to be a good manager. That's what it feels like. So it's definitely, if you're going into it looking for swords and sorcery and awesome heroing anime fun, don't. If you're a weeb and you're any level of middle management or anything like that, or you're looking for some life skills to work with the group, watch it as though it were an audiobook. That's what it is. It's not a hard-hitting fantasy rom-com, or anything like that. And the main character he's the epitome of all the rules of being a good manager. So you hate him because everyone should hate their middle managers. Mr. Protag-kun is too arrogant and the lessons were dumb. Yeah, 100%. But, the lessons are dumb if you haven't learned them yet. So if somebody hasn't learned those particular lessons at this point in their life, could be helpful. Could teach you something. Could put you in a better spot to land that promotion. Good job, sport. Good job. Good. Attaboy, champ. What is the what's the Kino Casino say? Good job, champ. Get him, champ. I forget. I don't know if Michael has enough typing to do it. Oh, anyway, so between 2 episodes of Tomodachi and 3 of Quitting Heroing, that's all I was able to catch up on. Because hold on, let's go back to our anime time schedule. Why is it I didn't have anything to watch today? You did check out RPG Real Estate and it's surprisingly fun. See? It's like, what? Why is this? I am not a K-On! Fan. I am not a fan of cute girls doing cute things, but there's something about RPG Real Estate where they're doing like a profession, and at the same time, there's like these darker tones that start to come out later in the series, which, fingers crossed they ever deliver on that. We're what, 8-9 episodes in, and who knows if they will, but it's just fun. It's just fun. You don't watch Kino that often. Oh, that's fine. trying to remember. Come on, champ. Come on. I forget what it is. Oh, well. Hide the images. I just want just show me my calendar. Tuesday. Oh, that's right, because this thing is like on universal time or whatever. Yeah, it was just a new Quit Heroing Tomodachi game, and then after. Man, Monday, Tuesday are really the slow ones for this this season, aren't they? Dude, that I don't know if you made it to I think it's episode 3. Episode 3, where they have like the 3 houses that they can't figure out who's gonna live in there. And then it's like this guessing game of like, who's going to live in this house? It's an RPG world, so it could be any form of monster or human or class. Who wants this room? Who wants that room? And who wants the other room? It was a fun little game. The most recent episode is also really fun. Plus it has the hilarious little meme. Oh, you're all caught up, yeah. My finger's caught in Kotone's butt. Oh, it's funny. Make me a giggle. That's what I say. I'm trying this new thing where I have quick access to my panel of
Yeah, someone asked me, do I smoke meat?
My little panel of clickables. And then I have the chat next to that. So we'll try this. We'll try this layout. See what I think about it. Oh, good stuff. Anyway, did everybody pay their respects to the Killdozer yesterday? I'm assuming everyone here. Or not yesterday. Sunday? Hold on, when was the 4th? Saturday. Everyone paid respects to the Killdozer on Saturday. Just want to make sure we're being respectful of historical events. Can't have a chat that's going off the rails, not understanding their history. Cool. Nobody. That's fine. We'll just jump into Berserk. That's what everybody wants. I know, it's true. Get on with Berserk, old man. Nobody cares about your bulldozer made of concrete that took out a city without killing a single person. Boo! I like the Killdozer, so you all can shove it. I like it so much I drew a freaking comic page last night while I was thinking about it. The machine's so terrifying. They cut it up into pieces and distributed it amongst garbage landfills all across the world. All right, let's talk about this. Let's get real about this because we just don't know. Kids want to play. You'll listen in later. Damn you, children! Play with your kids, man. Like the thing, if you do listen to this later, I want you to hear this, because every baby shower, every like, hey, we're having a kid announcement, every gender reveal, all of those parties, my mom has the same advice to all parents. Enjoy every stage, because people will tell you, oh, it's so nice when they're little. Oh, it's so nice when they are, blah, 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 blah. Every stage has its own joys and its own problems. So focus on the joys and enjoy every stage. So go play with those kids. If you're in here listening to some dumbass 31-year-old yell at a camera about Berserk as to whether or not he thinks it's a good idea if it should continue without the original creator, I'm going to say go play with the kids. It's where I would prefer to be, but I ain't got no kids yet. Still waiting on that one. All right, let's let's go through it. So everybody and their uncle wrote an article, but of course I've got to pay respects. I had to come to CBR to get our article that we're gonna read because that's just part and parcel for the channel. In a surprise announcement, the publisher of the Berserk manga confirms it will resume production on the beloved dark fantasy series. There is one opinion on whether or not this is a good idea that I will respect, and that is from the almighty Lolly. The almighty Lolly says, I'm for it and I'm excited, which he said he's hopeful. Hopeful's close. Hopeful's close to saying that he wants it. But if almighty Lolly's in, then I'm in, because God dang it if that guy can't slam down 17-hour videos on fully analyzing Berserk first 4 arcs and just mesmerize me for 17 god dang hours. Holy crap, that guy. Holy crap, that guy. Good advice, these times will never come again. True. It's not my advice. That's my mother's advice. I don't have kids, so I don't know what it's like. But I know how to copy people who have said things wiser than I. So look who's got the false what's the hell's that called? Stolen valor. It's like stolen valor with wisdom. All right. The Berserk manga will resume publication without its original creator, Kentaro Miura, because Kentaro Miura died. And he had not finished, from what I understand, he hadn't finished the Fantasia arc, and then also there's another arc that will be coming. Hakusensha, the publisher of Young Animal, the magazine in which Berserk was serialized, announced that it plans to resume production on the critically beloved and highly influential Berserk manga series. Now, let's go through the rest of this before I speak. The publisher released a statement in both English and Japanese on Twitter explaining their reasoning for continuing the series following Miura's sudden death from aortic dissection in May 2021. The final chapter that Miura worked on himself was published in Japan last September. Dark Horse will release what was previously assumed to be the series' final collected volume in English next November. All right, number 1. I'm glad that they are deciding to continue now. They have given enough time since the death to allow everyone to be upset, to mourn, to think back, and to sort of get to a place of, get through the grieving cycle. And we are not so far from the death, from the event, that, Dark Horse has just been releasing Platinum Edition after Diamond Edition after Onyx Edition after all this other bullshit, and we're tired of new editions with no new content, and then they're like, we're gonna finish it based on the notes that we found in a closet, some bullshit like that. We'll get to why I'm okay with at least story beat wise continuing with it. Even if we won't have Miura, penning out some of the big panels, because read whether or not you've read Berserk, you've seen the him in his Berserk armor on the tower. Like that's just a ubiquitous online image. You've seen this big guy with the sword, at some point doing something. And it's typically these giant splash panels that are just super intricate and super cool because Miura draws on like the full, what is that, like an A2 sheet? Like he draws on these massive pieces of paper. They look like a poster board practically. So he gets very detailed with his work. How the hell was I going with that? Everybody's familiar with this. So everybody... I think needs to have a conclude. I do think that. Here is the tweet. This is the Japanese statement. Hold on. Okay, here we go. Hold on, let me. I wish I could pop like 2 tabs at the same time. Pop 2 tabs while I was doing this. All right, here we go. To our readers, we will resume the serialization of Berserk. Please accept our apologies for the long wait before we could make this announcement. We have read as many of your comments as possible for the Die Berserk 10, the Great Berserk Exhibition, Young Animal Memorial Issue, and Berserk Volume 41. We are extremely grateful for each and every one of your words and for your messages sent to us through social media. We are truly touched by the love you all have for Berserk and the influence it has had on your lives. It is truly sad that Kentaro Miura himself is not here to read your comments with us. Before his passing, Kentaro Miura spoke to his close friend Koji Mori about the stories and episodes he had in mind for Berserk. He also had similar talks with his studio staff and editor. He wondered, would everyone be surprised if I drew something like this? How about a character like this? Would this storyline be interesting? The talks were not meant as his last words, but were part of his ordinary days as a manga artist. Such ordinary days. So, this is not a dying, like, breath, like, let Guts bring Casca and Griffith. We're not talking about like deathbed last utterances. These are things that he had been planning out, bouncing off of his cohorts, trying to get lined up so that he could, kind of see, because he may know where he wants to take the story, but even as a creative, when you're like, oh, I want to take the story this way, you still kind of see what your potential readers are going to think about it and your close friends and acquaintances to see what they think. Because you may have a brilliant idea in the middle of the night, but sometimes you just have an okay idea and you're like, what if I... and you ask someone and they're like, well, why aren't they wearing shoes? And you're like, oh, you know what? Shoes. That's a good point. They could just wear shoes when they, and so having that little bounce off is good. And so the fact that these are coming from comments through that makes me hopeful that this is something that he has had planned and has been thinking about to the point where we're going to get more or less kind of what his direction was. Such ordinary days continued for more than a quarter of a century. Our minds and hearts are still filled with the thoughts Mr. Miura shared with us during that time. We have also found memos of ideas he wrote and designs for characters that he drew and left behind. We were reluctant to end his story without sharing these with his fans. Our hope is for everyone to read the last episode that we have put together until the very last frame. And the very last set of images should be a series of pages of those memos and ideas and notes and character designs that he had. That needs to be shared with everyone in the end of the final volume. That would be the ultimate, here you go, fans. This is for you guys. This is what he left behind. That would be beautiful. That would be something that you go find a private room and let one tear roll down your cheek. All right. But we're not crying. We're not crying here. Upon resuming the series, our production team decided on a basic policy. Mr. Miura said so. This is what the production team kept in mind. Since he did not leave behind rough drafts, it's impossible for us to create a manuscript exactly in the way he would have intended. However, we will write the manga so as not to deviate from Mr. Miura's own words. We would like to take the Kentaro Miura that we knew so fondly through our conversations and work and convey this to all of you in a sincere manner. We believe that this policy, although imperfect, is the best way to deliver the Berserk that Mr. Miura envisioned to everyone as faithfully as possible. And this is the thing that I think people need to focus on. The major story beats are going to be consistent with what these people understand from their conversations with Miura. So most likely the ending of Fantasia and then the follow-up arc that concludes things, the major story beats are going to be, because usually you kind of work through big plot points with people, and if you aren't working through a main plot point, what you're working through, the person you're talking to is going to think it's a main plot point. So the main big plot movements we're going to get are going to be from these conversations. And it's the in-between stuff that may feel kind of wonky. You may notice that it doesn't read the same, or that it doesn't look quite right, or, you know, something about it doesn't feel Berserk in between these major plot moments. And that's okay, because as long as it doesn't deviate from the style, as long as it doesn't ruin and set back any characters, then I think it's going to be all right. From the next issue, we will first publish 6 chapters until the end of Fantasia arc. After this, we will start a new arc. Credits. After the resumption will be original work by Kentaro Miura, manga by Studio Gaga, supervised by Koji Mori, and the numbering of the manga books will continue in order. Looking back, the first volume of Berserk was published in 1990, just like ya boy. That's right, me and Berserk, same age. With 2,800 copies released for the first edition, it was not an immediate hit, and only a small group of people knew about it. Still, it drew avid fans and was able to hold their interest because people could feel Mr. Miura's desire to refine his craft. After a while, Berserk became a huge hit through Mr. Miura's extraordinary efforts and some good luck. Today, the first volume has been read by 2 million people around the world. We believe that Berserk has touched the hearts of many fans, and Mr. Miura would be happy to know that his thoughts have had a great influence on people's lives and work. We hope that everyone will continue to have the same connection with Berserk in the chapters to come. Thank you to all the fans who sent us messages. We are also grateful to the many fans who quietly supported the manga through their thoughts. Every one of you will be the source of our energy as we move forward. We are truly grateful to you all. I'm excited. I want to see what they do. I'm stoked for it. Like I just referenced, this story is as old as me. And you know, say what you will about someone else picking up the mantle. Sometimes this happens, and I'm glad they're doing it now and not years later. I'm glad that they're working off of the story beats and the notes that they've gotten from him as they've worked with him. You know, it's like I said, the big parts are probably going to feel like Berserk, feel good. You're going to be kind of torn, but the in-between parts may feel kind of wonky, but that's going to be okay. And to Miura, Kampai. All right. Wanted to give that a little Kampai. That way I could separate it out for a highlight. That's the way to carry on the manga. Good job by those guys. Yeah. And it doesn't feel like a cash grab, like a Tolkien's dead, we found some notes, let's make a thing. You know, like it doesn't feel like that. It feels like we have to finish this, as opposed to well, this guy was famous and now he's dead and we own the rights to all of it, you know. So it definitely has a much better feel overall. So I'm excited. I became a Berserk fan during my playing of Dark Souls. Actually, so I love Dark Souls. Dark Souls is one of the greatest games ever developed. The way it uses your failure to let you improve, and everything. And what I originally wanted to do, because I was doing a let's play at the time with a friend, and I was working on a video where I was going to compare all of the monsters in Dark Souls to various yokai. So obvious ones being Quaylana, the spider, Quaylog and Quaylana, the spider queens. They are Jorogumo. Comparing the lava creature to hell is his name? Hinokami? Hinokami, is that his name? And basically the original progenitor gods of Shintoism, the Izanagi and Izanami. Izanami is giving birth to all the gods, and then the last god she gives birth to is the god of fire, and it burns and kills her as she gives birth to it. And so then she dies and goes into hell to Yomi, and then the sisters give the lava baby, the fire baby, a ring that helps control its fire ability. This directly mirrors the ceaseless discharge monster from Dark Souls. And so I was going through all of this stuff where you're like, oh, that's kind of interesting. Oh, that's kind of interesting. Oh, that's interesting. And looking at all of the different monsters, how they match with yokai. And then I came across the skeletons that are in wheels, and they're like rolling around, and they're doing. And so as I was looking into that, I found Berserk panels that had these skeletons and wheels, and it let. I was like, whoa, wait, I've seen Big Sword Guy. I know Big Sword Guy, and I got into Berserk at that point. So it wasn't until much later in my life that I got into Berserk, but I'm excited for it. Hail, Brandon. Kampai. You can use tea. I don't mind whatever you kampai with. The news that has dropped over the past week or two. Well, I just spent about 20 minutes going over why I think the new Berserk continuation is a good thing, and why I'm happy they're doing it now. I've got a little bit more of an article to read, but it looks, when I scroll over it, it's basically just pulling quotes from the letter. So I'll probably pass on that. But the Berserk one was all good news. You're glad it's going to get done? Yeah. And that's to summarize the past 30 minutes in a minute. It's good they're doing it now. I'm glad they're using conversations they've been having with him over the past 25 years as he's tried to decide how he's going to land this ship. And I'm glad that it's the studio and the artists and his friends who have been with him this whole time that are going to continue it on. Hunter x Hunter is just fun. Hunter x Hunter is I made the reference that Hunter x Hunter with a guy making. Let's pull up his Twitter. Hold on. His Twitter is hold on, I'll just show you. It's UN4 blah blah blah. So his Twitter is UN4V5S8BGSVK9XP, and he only posts images of page corners. And the first post he ever made got more likes and shares than that time that Kim Kardashian said that she broke the internet. Blah blah blah. You know, that's more than anything going on there. You also heard that One Piece is going to be completed sooner rather than later. Correct. And I had a feeling. I had a feeling that once Netflix announced it'd be a live action, that, you know, he's going to take a break because he's going to have some creative help or whatever, and then he's going to get back to finishing it, that he was close to finishing. Because wanting to see your work in other format like that, to want to send it overseas to do other things with, like that just, to me, reads like, you know, I'm almost done with this. I should make sure that while it's still got people that are interested in it, we go ahead and let it branch mediums, you know. Later, GG. You think Kentaro Miura passed and it was a massive wake-up call to everyone doing long-running series? Yeah, I think so. And I think it was the abruptness, right? If I understand it correctly, he didn't just like get old and die on a like a machine while, you know, everybody knew it was coming. It was an actual, like, whoa, his blood vessel exploded. Now he dead. What now? And so I could see that. If not finish your series, at least have a plan for the finish of your series. Something that's been communicated to other people, you know, because you never know. I mean, with my grandpa, it was kind of the same thing. Like, literally got up in the middle of the night, took a couple steps out of bed, and just fell over dead. Just blop. You know, sometimes you just don't know. Have the outline and people finish it properly. Good, E-Class. Did you get my recommendation that you play with children before you come hang out with me? Listening at 2x. Okay, perfect. So you're gonna get he's listening to me tell him that he should spend more time playing with kids than watching my ass on YouTube. Oh, to be a fly on his wall. That would be hilarious. Yeah, no, it's exciting. I'm stoked for all of it, you know? I don't know if Hunter x Hunter is gonna be an ending, though. Do we have any? Because all I see is page numbers and people being like, "It's coming! Whoa! I can't wait! Woo! Hunter, the bed, blah blah blah." It's like, okay, I guess I should watch Hunter x Hunter. I've not watched it before, but sure, I'll jump in. I'm kind of waiting though. I think I will wait until they redo it again, so that I can get it all in the same art style rather than having to branch like 2 or 3 different styles of art and voice actor. But yeah, right now all I've seen are the corners of all the pages with like very clearly like storyboard sketch work where he's just kind of plotting out what the pages are going to look like as opposed to anything finalized. Man, it's good to have good internet, isn't it? Man, what kind of poor sap has bad internet that cuts in and out while they're trying to stream? Man, it would suck to be someone like that. Brandon thinks I'm talking about him, but I'm really talking about myself yesterday. Don't tell him. I knew it. I knew he'd think it was him. No, I don't know what they were doing. My wife thinks they were working on the like the phone lines or something, and might have bumped something down the line that would have restricted everybody to the same nodes. But you know, who knows? Who knows? What I do know is that we were on 2015. I'm trying to remember what I was talking about last. Talked about Shimonetta. Everybody needs to watch Shimonetta. That's a great show. Yamada's Seven Witches is fun. Talked about Nisekoi. Oh, that might have been okay. Yeah, I don't recognize these. Okay, so we're back up here. Back up here with Nisekoi. That's the last thing that we were watching while we do the doodly doo. Yeah. Welcome to Tuesday anime stream. You just started watching Vinland Saga? I live in a big city. The only city bigger than the city I'm in is Bellevue in Seattle. Dennis with I don't like Evangelion because I don't like Shinji. Get out! What are you doing? You're never gonna live that down. forever on the list of things we'll talk about now. Talk about my city. My city is big enough. If I had a strong enough arm, I could hit Mercer Island. You live on the edge of your city and you use a cellular hotspot. Not the fastest, but it's an upgrade for me. You know, sometimes you do what you gotta do. I should get set up so that I can, because I've got decently fast like Verizon hotspot. I should set it up so that I can do a fallback onto that if I ever have at least upstream issues. Because the most annoying part about that whole thing yesterday was that the visual on the back end was fine. The audio on the back end was fine. The only indication that anything was a problem was that the little cell bars, the little network connection indicator was down at like 2 out of 10. And then when I tested it, it was like, yeah, you're still getting about 500 to 600 down, but you know, we'll give you about 0.8 up. We'll give you 0.8. That's the best we could do is 0.8. You don't care about living it down. You're listening while you pick up kids' toys. Are they cool kids' toys? Are they the kind of kids' toys where as you're picking them up, you're going to like start playing with them? Well, at least we pulled it through. You had the same issues, but you know, we found a way to make it work. Network collision issues. Yeah, the internet's weird. And then the only way to explain it is to try to explain it with like water and hoses and pipes and everything. But then the metaphor kind of breaks down because people don't really get having it all go in the same pipe. You know, it's confusing. It's very confusing. Good choice on the kids' toys there. All right, let's keep it up while I scroll through the greatest anime of 2015. Oh, and I can do this. It's magic. I know. Better believe it's not so. It's magic. All right, go work on your video because you were saying you didn't. You couldn't because you got called into work or something like that. And I'll be here preparing for our future video. All right, everyone. Are you ready? Are you prepared? Are you properly smoked?
These meats here.
Pew 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 pew. Oh goodness. Why is that? Wait, hold on. This comment here, this one is in. Oh, why is my chat not showing live chat? What in the world? Oh well. We'll worry about that in the future. As we scroll and high school DxD Born was a very good season. I'm not gonna add it so I can keep it clean, but yeah, Born continuing the greatness of DxD. Monster Musume. It's not as good as everyone says it is. It's fun, but it's not as good as everyone says it is. I've played visual novels that were more stimulating than Monster Musume, more exciting. Asterisk War. Other than being a word that I have trouble saying, it is a heh. My love story. Testament of Sister New Devil. Someday. Still haven't watched that one. You agree about Monster Musume? Good. Because everyone's like, oh, you gotta watch it. Great. And, you know what it is? It's a bunch of people who have never seen Wicked City. That's what it is. They're like, oh, they're monster girls and they're sexy and I like this show because they're sexy monster girls. And you're like, yeah, I was on Newgrounds too. I don't think I need to watch an anime about it. Sound Euphonium looks too good. They spent too much money and time on this show. Period. Drives me. I can't finish it because every time I start it, I'm like, yeah, KyoAni could have put all this money and effort onto something much better. Why Sound Euphonium? Oh, that one gets me heated. Roka, Braves of the Six Flowers. A show with twists and turns that are pretty good, but doesn't really finish strong. You've both seen Wicked City. Exactly! You're like, that's not what a monster girl does in bed. I know what a monster girl does. She needs to get shot in the face by the time you're done. One way or another, am I right? Gangsta. I've heard good things. Again, Man Globe. School Live. Whoops, not planning to watch. This is completed. School Live is interesting. I hate it, and it's okay. Like it's a very good concept, but I don't think it's a very good anime. I think if you had a 20 to 40 minute single shot that ended with like the revelation, you'd be good. Absolute Duo Maxwell. Da-da-da-da X2, continuation of Da-da-da-da, finishes up the story. Very, very good. Yeah, basically just more Da-da-da-da. And anytime you get more Da-da-da-da, the better. And it wraps up the story. Everyone has to finish it up. And they both happened in 2010s. So that's great. Great! Boy and the Beast is not what I expected it to be. But it is okay. The Dada X2 second arc, again, the finisher there. An OVA, we've got Eden of Griza. Why are there so damn many vowels in so many anime? Daimon, Griza. It's like, what? You just put a sound at the end of that. I don't even know. Kami-sama Kiss. Steins Gate getting weird. I tried Attack on Titan Junior High. It was funky, but it was kind of that first of the weird Junior High spin-off things that popped up, and I was like, yeah, these aren't for me. It's like kore wa kore, sore wa sore. Like this is this and that is that. Like don't put my Attack on Titan people getting blood pinata around into some kind of high school anime. Your wife loves Kami-sama Kiss. I always mistake Kami-sama Kiss as a garbage reverse harem. And the actual one is Kami-sama Asobi. So the one I always am thinking of, I think, is Kami-sama Asobi, where every time you get introduced to another one of these stupid ass male characters, it does the like harp music. There's a flower border around them, and it says their name while they're going, oh. And you're like, what is this? But every time I would go to make fun of that show or say that, oh, this show is just another one of, Kami-sama Asobi, I always say Kami-sama Kiss. And then all of the Fujoshis are like, it's not Kami-sama Kiss! Kami-sama Kiss is great! It's a good one! I love it! It's a perfect reverse harem! And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I meant the stupid one with the flower borders and the badness. And then they're like, oh, you mean Kami-sama Asobi? And I was like, oh, that's like the same thing. You can't be mad. They're like the same dang title. Get out of here. Every time I make fun of that show. Whew, man, what a weird day. Anti-Magic Academy Test Platoon by Silverlink is fun, is great. I have the scarf of the ninja girl, this little like blue, red, white scarf thing that she wears, and it's a ton of fun. Can I make that bigger? No? Mari, this one. Oh, well, I'm going to have to scroll back down to that now. Great. Nice job, Blank. Good going. Way to get behind on the thing. You're such a boomer. Blah, blah, blah. I know. I'm getting there. All because Anti-Magic Academy is pretty good. Aldno02, if you watch the first season, watch the second season. It's a self-contained season, so it's great, or a self-contained story. So it's great. You can watch both seasons, and it's fantastic. My wife is the student council president. Is one of the worst censored shows I've ever seen. This was back before the days when Crunchyroll would release Ikito-sen uncensored as it airs. They would censor everything. And sometimes instead of like censoring it, they would just chop it out. And so you'd have entire scenes that just didn't exist. And you'd be like, point A, we're doing a thing. And then boom. How'd we get here? What are we doing? Why are we here? What are we doing here? If you want to watch this show, which... watch it uncensored so it makes sense. Okay, Return of Kings. Everybody loves that. Psychopaths. World Break. Stupid name. Punchline. Punchline is way better than it deserves to be. In episode 1, you're introduced to this guy who, when he sees panties, the world explodes. He's got some kind of weird power that triggers along with his hormones and blah, blah. He sees panties, boom, boom. But the show that happens around this guy is a really fun show that I was not expecting. I should have expected it, given that we've got Mappa running in here, but I just wasn't. I was like, oh, this will be kind of intriguing. We'll see what happens. And bam! They give you just a fantastic little end of the world type fun superhero blah-de-blah show. The World God Only Knows. I've gotten into the beginning of the first season, but I never got very far, so I can't say that I've watched it, so I don't. I can't say it, so I don't. Jitsua, actually I am. Where a guy has to hide the fact that he's dating a vampire, but he's not dating her. This has very, Izumi? Izumi? No. What's the guy's name? Blue-haired guy. Hold on. Inazu. Idama-kun. Welcome to Demon School. That's the Jitsuwa. Actually, I am has a lot of those kind of themes and feelings. 3 seasons totaling 36 episodes. Sounds like a lot to watch for something that I didn't think was great when I first watched it. It's kind of like I'm trying to get into Data Live, but it has that same feel where I'm like, I feel like this is past the time I would have enjoyed watching this show. You know, like you go back to a show and you're like, man, if I was 15, I would have loved this show, but I'm not. I got shit to do. I'm not gonna sit here and watch this right now. Labyrinth of Grizzar. It's silly. Can Cole. Where are my mechanics at? Where are my pop culture mechanic at? Tell me how much you love Can Cole. Little Witch Academia, the movie. Very, very fun. Tokyo Ghoul. So many people love that, but then they hated it because it did it wrong. Oh, fan, I mean, I'm saying, I love me some Mobile Suit Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans. Fleet Girls, especially Yamato. Yamato. Idama-kun, yes, honey. Everyone, hello. Say hello to Katie. She is waifu. She also probably just now heard me shouting the ending theme to Iron-Blooded Orphans and may have just shed a tear thinking about how great that series was. This series was the perfect replacement for Gundam Wing. So Gundam Wing, you've got kids piloting Gundams that come from the colonies. The reason the Gundams are so strong and powerful is because they're made of Gundanium and they're piloted by children. I have the right not to like other anime. It's not that I don't like it. I think that's the problem, though, Dennis, is it's not bad. I just watch it and I'm like, I don't want to watch this right now. So it's not like it's a bad thing. I just don't want to watch it, which is weird, right? Like, I can see why I would have enjoyed it. I just don't want to like watch it right now, which is weird. But I guess that's kind of what this channel's about, right? To each their own, exactly. Anyway, back to Iron-Blooded Orphans. So Gundam Wing, Gundanium, blah, 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 but they're kids for some reason, blah, blah, blah. We don't really ever find out why they're kids, and they're each very different personality-wise, so it's not like they're all working together, and each of the bots is very different. Like, all the Gundams are very different, and, like, Gundanium just seems like invincible metal that is like, because of the Gundanium, we can't stop. It's a Gundam! Like, that literally was from that, right? Then you get Iron-Blooded Orphans. And you get introduced to their kids because they're in essentially like a slave trade, right? They're orphans who have been caught and they're being used in the like mines and stuff, right? You've got aren't all Gundam pilots kids? The Gundam Wing pilots, Gundams are children, unless you count well, I guess Tallgeese wasn't made of Gundanium, but I think Epion was made of Gundanium, so technically Treize Kushinada piloted a Gundam, and he's definitely not a child, even though he has a child bride, so I guess that the power of children compels him. Then you've got Amuro Ray, who at this point isn't a kid. The Gundam Unicorn pilot is young, but like less kid-like than Amuro was in the beginning. But they were always like that sort of like speed racer age where they're like practically adult. Like you could treat them like an adult, except for Gundam Wing, where they were straight up kids, and then Iron-Blooded Orphans, where they're straight up orphans and kids who have been captured and they're in slavery, and they have these things that are they put on them as slaves that connect directly to their spine, so they can use the mining equipment as they're working, and it gives you an actual reason why they as children would be better at piloting a Gundam than a soldier, because for them, they're not piloting the same way a soldier would. They are connected to it, and they've been doing this since they were little slave orphans. So they know how to work machines, and they know how to function like that. So it's got a really good reason that the Iron-Blooded Orphans are better than the soldiers around them, and it is just fantastic, beautiful story. It touches on all of the politics and underhanded mafioso and you know me, it's got big robots, they go boom. I love it so much. And it is just a simple 2-season Iron-Blooded Orphans 2, and you're done. You can get it. And it doesn't connect to the UC, so you don't have to know anything about the rest of the Gundam universe. It's all self-contained in the Calamity universe. Gosh, it's good. I still have to put together... I have a... Hold on, let me... Where'd you go? Ugh. So I have a little Barbados in the SD, the super deformed size. So he's got his big club and he's got a sword. And then someday I'll do a stream where I put this one together. I have the Gundam base limited edition Barbados. So it's got a glossy. So typically the plastic is just this flat white plastic that you can then spray with whatever, paint you want. But then this one is actually like a super shiny injection coloring. So I'll do that on stream some point when I get to it. Maybe in between seasons when I don't have stuff to like review. We'll put together a Gundam. That'll be fun. All right. Continuing on. OVA, SDA. Beautiful Bones. People thought it was going to be Bones, but it wasn't Bones. Wagnaria 3. Again, if you didn't watch Wagnaria 1 and 2, don't watch 3, but I recommend any adult who has had to work in the service industry should watch Wagnaria, because that show's amazing. And I mean anyone who has worked in the service industry needs to watch Wagnaria. Ushio and Tora. Ba-da-ba-ba, Osamatsu. Castletown Dandelion. I remember watching the first episode of that and being like, I don't get it. And just not watching anymore. Iron-Blooded Orphans is first or second favorite mech for you. You really like 86 as well, so not sure which you like more. Those are two good ones. So here's what'll determine which one is number one. We know Iron-Blooded Orphans has a great ending. And people will say what they want to say about the ending to IBO. It has a fantastic ending. And we have yet to see, anime-wise, the 86 ending. So 86 could have a great ending and be up there in the mech world. And then you could say favorite Gundam versus favorite mech. But, for now, I think you have to put Iron-Blooded as first and 86 as second, just because 86 hasn't proven itself to have that solid ending yet. Is the Order of Rabbit? Again, we talked about it. I want to have that restaurant. I think that sounds fun. Cafe in the morning, bar at night. Bro with the harem is iron-blooded orphans at his best. I can't believe the people that deny that. Good. You look at this. We drew ourselves to each other. The fate brought us together. If you could change your fate, would you? I wouldn't, because it brought me to you. Man, there are a lot of stuff in 2015 that I didn't watch. I watched this movie though. The OVA was pretty good. Especially if you'd watched Trinity 7 previously, but if you hadn't, then you gotta watch Trinity 7. XYZ, man, think about that. Pokemon XY were 2015? That was like 7 years ago. There've been like 4 Pokemon since then. What? Holy crap, man, what was I doing in 2015? Was 2015 when I got my real estate license? And I would have been focused on doing that instead of watching anime? It's the only thing I can think of. Either that, or this was when I started my Let's Play, because these shows, I don't remember any of this really. Like, other than, of course, you know, Code Geass and To Love Ru, because those are like major titles that just had more stuff going on. But oh, I remember Bikini Warriors. I remember that one. Gachemon Crowds Insight, second season basically to the Gachemon Crowds. If you watch the original Gachemon, then, you know, go ahead and check this out. I like it. It's pretty good. Wasn't anything that crazy though. 86 hasn't finished, so you'll have to wait. Exactly. We'll see. Gundam the Origin. I tried to watch this. I haven't finished it. Komori-san Can't Decline is adorable. It's a lesson in just say no sometimes. And it's okay to say no. It's okay. Because sometimes no and your own personal well-being are more important than telling somebody else yes. Eden of Grisar. Why there's so dang many things. Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt is great. Thunderbolt is great. Thunderbolt has one of the best soundtracks. Similar to IBO, it gives you a reason why the main cast is so good at what they do. It is, when it comes to UC Gundam, Thunderbolt has got to be one of my favorites. Wakaba. Labyrinth of Grisar. Why are there so many? Basket Boo. Cream Party. What the heck name is this? The Labyrinth of Grisar. Takizono Basket Boo. No Nama Cream Party. Oh my goodness. Oh, whoa. Tired there. Remember when Ninja Slayer got an anime and we were like, bro, I watched Ninja Slayer. I don't need the anime. It's probably not going to be as good. And then it wasn't. Anybody else remember that? I remember that. Wakakozake is amazing. And in a weird twist of fate, I would say Wakakozake has one of the greatest live-action adaptations of anime of all time. You have this beautiful, doe-eyed, goofy-mouthed character who shows up after work to bars around her to enjoy their specialty and drink a beer and go, pshoo. And the live action version does the exact same thing. Plus, at the very end, last minute of every episode is, this is the bar we went to today. Meet Mr. and Mrs. Inazuka. They've run this bar for the last 20 years, and their specialty is Namazuke. And you know, whatever it is, it's fantastic. But it's part travel show, part food show. I love it. Everyone should watch that, and its live action counterpart. Ajin. Demi-human compel. Makuro no Danshi. Sleeping side by side with cute anime boys. I watched one. I agree with the frowny face. Oh, goodness. Again, just let Ghost in the Shell be done. Just let it be done. Miss Hokusai has been on my want to watch list for a while. I still have not yet to see it because I love Hokusai's work. I love his ukiyo-e block prints, the wave. Actually, you can't quite see it, but just above camera here is the Great Wave off Kanagawa. Freaking love that guy's work. Do. Yetama Night. Witchcraft Works. Shirobako always makes me think I've seen it, but then I'm like, nah, I haven't seen that. Nope, have not. We're getting into the OVA territory. Are we getting into this? I feel like this whole year has just been the scroll zone of whoa, look at that artwork. Mysterious monsters that appear and attack in present time. The people can only be played with by them in this extreme situation. What? Hail, Comic Relief, how are you? Mysterious monsters that appear and attack in present time. Period. The people can only be played with by them in this extreme situation. Why do these monsters appear to attack people? ... Sosuke a scientist searches for the truth with the keyword Kagewani. A new feeling of panic, suspense, animation begins. Oh my goodness. Hakone-chan. I feel like we're gonna get like nothing. Oh, Arpeggio of Blue Steel. No, I already put that's the movie. Initial D, Kuroko. Oh no, definitely. I forgot to hit your dingy bell button, so that's why I didn't have an announcement earlier that you had gone live. Do. Hansu X Trash. I don't know that one. Triage is such an interesting idea, but also such a way over the top fan service show. It makes it so that like the show doesn't make sense because it has so much fan service, you know, where, you know, a good show with good fan service, the fan service makes sense. Like Senran Kagura, Estival Versus, makes sense. It's part of the show. They're at the beach. That's just how it works. Bikini Warriors, the world works better with bikini armor. That's just things that it do. Valkyrie Drive Mermaid, right? The fan service plays into how things actually work. But Triage X, fan service is just fan service. It's like a totally different show from the rest of the show. All right. I'm pretty sure this is the just keep scrolling on section of these that we come to every time. Nirvana. I have an idea for you, Comic Relief Crusader, regarding a story that doesn't have to be long. but could be very, very interesting. Change our future. Why did I say change our Mirai? Mirai is future. Is Mirai like the character's name too? More, nope. Man, there are so many shows. Whoo, baby. I'm gonna just scroll to the end. It's still going. No, there's no way there's something down here that I've seen. Okay. Hold on, let me stop that for a second here. All right, Okay, perfect. Are you familiar with the Killdozer? Are you familiar with the Killdozer? So the Killdozer, for those unaware, is a bulldozer that a man how do I do this easiest? Do this. Do this. Do this. Do this. Do this. Click. Okay. So, as I was saying, the Killdozer, the bulldozer that a man made, wherein he coated this bulldozer with cement and had TVs, like old, because it was like 2004, so we had old TVs, CRTs on the inside with cameras on the outside, so there was no way to see in. He had gun ports with guns pointed in each direction, and he built it with the cement piece up above, so when he got into it and lowered down the armor casing, he wasn't getting out. And then proceeded to destroy the town of Granby, Colorado. Now, when I say destroy, I mean this guy had years of being messed with by the city council and zoning when he was trying to get an easement for his muffler shop. And he had enough. And so he found the people on the council's houses, their places they would be, and so he, in the Killdozer, drove down the road and mashed into the city hall, mashed into some houses, destroyed some stuff, didn't hurt anyone else, didn't hurt anyone, period. Nobody got hurt or killed. That you had cops, boom, 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 bam, bam, bam. It's a Killdozer, man. You've got inches of concrete. You're not going to stop the Killdozer. They brought in other vehicles. And you know what happens when another vehicle meets the Killdozer? It gets shoved out of the way because the Killdozer's coming through. And he has the greatest quote of all time. Because he has audio logs and everything. So the greatest quote of all time. Sometimes reasonable men must do unreasonable things. If the shivers are done going down your spine and you're ready to buck up and do something, then I would introduce you to the Killdozer. Because so what happens here? What happens in the story? So he's killdozing, and then he gets trapped. The treads fall off, or into a basement. He can't go anywhere anymore. Cops approach. They open it up. They say that he suicided. I don't know. I wasn't there. Cop may have suicided him for him. We don't know. We don't know that what happened. But they were so scared of a man with a bulldozer that they took apart, completely dismantled the Killdozer and spread it to a ton of different landfills across the country so that no one person could reassemble the killdozer. So here's my idea for you. You have dude digging through landfill, finding a part. You know where I'm going with this. Installs part, slams it down, starts it up, and then ba ba boom, you can only be so reasonable. The killdozer lives. Make a Killdozer Returns comic. That would be fantastic, because sometimes reasonable people must do unreasonable things. I think that would be great. I think that'd be fantastic. I would read that every time. And if nothing else, it'll just be a fun way to practice your art, so you can get back into the level of drawing that you want to get to. And while you're doing it, it's machine work, so you can kind of like straight edge a lot of stuff. And damage and rubble is always fun to draw and think about. So that's just my 2 cents for you. There's my pitch. There's my Killdozer pitch for you. Anyway, we're done with 2015. We are done with 2015. I don't care if there is a show that I saw in 2015 past all those that I should talk about. Oh, I gotta find a way to speed that up. Ooh, I grow weary. Oh, I grow weary scrolling through all this anime. There's just too much of it. Oh my goodness. Lum what? Like you me? All right, let's scroll through this a bit. Get on, set it up. There we go. All right, My Hero Academia. We all watched it. How do you, like, even if you didn't watch it, you've seen it. It's okay. Your Name. Pretty good. Keep talking, dude. Yeah. The mainest stream. Silent voice. One of the greatest dubs to ever occur. And I'm including that with Ghost Stories. The fact that they got an actual deaf girl to be the deaf girl is fantastic. Real, true to character. Erased! This show existed and everybody was like, wow, have you seen Erased? Wow, Erased, pretty good. Does anybody talk about Erased right now? No, nobody talks about freaking Erased. Nobody cares how good they thought it was. It's not as good as it was. Mob Psycho! Wow, look at this. It's so great. It's so great. Wow, we're getting to season 3. Ooh, great. Goo, goo. Like it. Fireside chat. Okay, Grandpa. Mabu. Oh, I love it. I'm going so fast. The chat's like a few behind from where I was just yelling. Notice what I didn't do to Mob Psycho. That's right, you freaks. Get out of here. I can only have one season of goofy drawings in my life. ReZero is it. Oh, ReZero. I really liked it. Gotta love the Rem and Ram cosplays, especially. Really fantastic there. Konosuba! Look, not all isekai are isekai with OP protagonists. And it's like, yeah, I watched Inuyasha. Great. We've had plenty of that. Oh, it's really intellectual because all of the characters are named after authors and you gotta really know something to understand the show, except it's not important at all. Oh, well, the author really dealt with suicide, and so the fact that the show, like, contemplates that is really important for that character. Oh, an author who thinks about Minecrafting themselves. Saints be praised. I've never heard that story before. Oh, Haikyuu can still suck it. Ass Class Season 2. If you watch the first, watch the second. Disastrous Life is a ton of fun. I will say this one actually no jokes on that one. I love Disastrous Life. I like the fact that it's made by a company called Egg Firm, because I guess that's how some people like their eggs. I prefer Egg Soft myself, but they do what they do. The dub is very funny, especially being that it's sort of a gag show, having the dub voices so you can hear, I'm just a dummy, da da ga, for the one character, and then the other character that's like, my true powers are withheld by this rap. I'm losing control. It's good. It's good in English, trust me. JoJo, if you started it, finish it, love it. Food Wars, second plate, still good. I will say that. Yuri on Ice, more like Yowie on Ice, am I right? Whoosh, that was a Yowie paddle coming in from the top rope to whack you Fujoshis. Whack you hard with your Fujo love. Real Life, I watched an episode. It was an okay idea. I didn't follow up, but it was like, Bungo 2, if you watched 1, you probably watched 2, and I don't have anything to say to you. Kisniver. Need I say anything except Studio Trigger? Watch it! It's good! It's Trigger! What more do you... If you'd prefer a little more Al Capone and Al Pacino in your life, you go with 91 Days. This is a thing for you. Sakamoto Deska, haven't you heard? I'm Sakamoto. If you've seen an AMV since 2016, you've seen this show, because every AMV, if I were you, I'd wanna be me too, shows you the whole dang plot of this show. No reason to watch it. Cabinari of the Iron Fortress, on the other hand, is beautiful. Beautiful. I love it. I love the trains. Trains get me. Having trains as your setting, my answer is probably going to be, well, that's pretty cool. Except for Galaxy Rail 999. And then I just don't have the time, if you know what I mean. Grimgar! What if we isekai them, but they weren't great? Like, what if they really struggle to kill one goblin? But then that's just like one episode, and then the next episode they're fine, they're better, they're great, they're fantastic, and it's back to being normal isekai trash. Oh, New Game! New Game is great! Again! I have a flavor, and that flavor is cute girls doing work shit. You got a job? Do you hate your job? Do you want to, like, have some catharsis about your work by watching some cute anime girls do their hard work and, like, have to struggle and get through it? And you're like, man, if they can do it, so can I. That's what New Game is, and everyone needs to get behind it. Don't look at me like that. Ajin, Demi Human. Oh man, CG anime. We can actually watch CG anime. It's pretty good. I like CG anime now. Shut up! You're wrong! CG wasn't great. It was just good enough that you didn't cry when you looked at it. We've got backwards since then, so what is that going to say about CG and anime? Tanaka-kun. You never thought there was never a girl online? Well, let me tell you what, they're all online right now. They're all, you remake this show now, it's just OnlyFans, the show. This show is adorable, though. I really do love this because they're an adorable couple. Adorable, period. End of that story. Oh, Dagashi Kashi. Dagashi Kashi is great, and I've said this before. I've said this historically, so you can go back and you can double check me on this one. Dagashi Kashi is a great show until you try the dagashi that they talk about, and you're like, oh, this tastes like ass. Thank you, show, for making it look so tasty, but then it ends up being disgusting, and now I don't want to do it. And Studio Feel is like, well, look, this candy makes a beer. And you're like, you know what tastes awful about beer? The beer taste. Gate 2, if you watch Gate 1, watch Gate 2. Magi, Adventure of Sinbad. If you watched Magi, watch this one, because it teaches you stuff. Keijo! This is one of the best sports anime of all time. It's got everything you want. Girl from a bumpkin town trying to be her best, sees a sport, gets hooked by that sport after watching it one time, wants to become the best of that sport, joins a school to make her the best of that sport, and then has to fight against people who've been doing that sport their whole life. Woo! It's great. Plus, it has the gates of Booty Lawn. It's fantastic. Quiet down. No shouting in my chat. Kiss him, not me. Adorable, fun, cute, reverse harem, plays with tropes, says, you know what's really important about people is if they look good. That's the moral of the story. Oh, don't look at me. I didn't write it. Shelter. Oh my goodness. Does anyone remember? Well, that's not an anime. That's a music video. It can't be anime because it's a music video. I hate life. All these weirdos that are like, it can't be anime, this is a music video. Look, it's on AniList under music. It may be the only one under that category, unless you count some AMVs. That was a full story. What else do you want, you weirdos? You freaks. You're a freak. Oh, Shogun Raku, everyone loved. I didn't watch it. Nanbaka, I've heard is pretty good. Sweetness and lightning. This show is adorable and cute and fantastic and goes right along with my love of cooking. I love cooking shows, and I love this show because of cooking. My wife and I still do the clump dance when we are mixing up any kind of batter. Clump, 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 to make the clumps go away. Oh, man. Art Club has a problem. Problem with art. Flying Witch. Remember when the biggest problem with the world was when Flying Witch came out and everybody was like, they're wearing clothes, but they're really tight. So the on clothes is basically fan service. Weird. It was a weird time to be. 100 was a fun idea that just didn't go anywhere. That's a dumb name. I don't care if it's good. Flip Flappers! Berserk! And the world cried. Oh. Oh, nobody liked that one, but it was okay. It did most of what it was supposed to do. Except for make people happy. It didn't do that. Taboo Tattoo. The Lost Village. Oh, Lost Village. I remember this one being good. It's a mystery. What's going on? Where are these people going? And what are they gonna do? And then it ended. I do go into Lost Village realizing that the ending is going to disappoint you. It's nowhere near as fantastic as everybody wished it would be. Unlike Space Patrol Luluco, which is so great it brings back Inferno Cop. That's how good Luluco is. Occultic 9, the show that wants to be da-da-da-da. It's like, I can be confusing, but my story's too confusing, so I can't keep people together, so I'll just make some boobies bounce, and then maybe you'll stick around and watch my show, please. Oshiete Galco-chan, or please tell me Galco-chan, where it took a gal, a gyaru, and said, hey, gyarus are gals too, and it's okay for them to be complex humans that have a good story with good friends. I really liked that show. Really, really did. Almost as good as Hajimete no Gal, which we'll get to, I'm sure, later. Why are we scrolling Tawaba on Monday? Remember this boring ass show that made everybody super upset because they put a picture of the main character in a magazine? I remember. That was a past thing we used to talk about. She and her cat. When this show came out, this cat. Wait, was it this cat or was it my roommate as a cat? Was it? I think it was she and her cat, right? Where the cat actually topped the best female character charts. I remember that. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was that one. De Gramen. Oh my goodness. Kuro Mukuro. All right, story time. Kuro Mukuro is great. It's fantastic. It is a show that is mysterious at first, but then as you watch it, sort of gets very like classically anime with its robot story and its samurai and all that. I recommend it 100%. Story time. Wife and I were in Japan. It's our second trip, if I remember. And, you know, at the end of like because when you go to a foreign country like that, you want to make it last as long as possible. So we had like a 2-week trip. And towards the end of it, you're like, oh, we saw all the things we needed to do today. What do you want to do now? It's like, well, I'm kind of tired because I've been walking around for weeks now. Let's go relax. So we went back to the hotel. We relaxed. We're like, oh, let's watch some anime. So we popped on Netflix because Crunchyroll doesn't work in foreign countries. So we popped on Netflix because it does work. And we're like, oh, what's this show? Kuromukuro. All right, let's watch it. We had to watch it in Japanese only because the Japanese version didn't have subtitles on Netflix in Japan. And it was like, wow, this is kind of cool. I like the art style. I kind of get what they're saying. Like we can kind of piece together what's going on. When we get back home, we should definitely watch it. And we got back home, and I was introduced to Netflix Prison, to which I said, damn. And we had to wait months for Kuromukuro to finish and release so that we could watch it. And then we finally watched it, and it was pretty dang good. Everyone should watch it, 100%. High School Fleet. Look, more boats, mechanic. You got more boat show. I found another one for you. Catastrophic shifts in tectonic plates caused most of its area to submerge. Japan now thrives in the maritime nation. Oh, this is the one with like the dolphin symbol. It's like a school group that runs the boat or something like that, if I remember. Been a while. Been a while. Oh goodness, there's Iron Blood 2. Watch it, cry, love it. Planetarian. Burrows, haven't you heard? Full-time magister. Musume monsters. Schwartz Marken. Wow, All Out is all the way down here. It deserves to be. Am I right? I watched 3 episodes and was like, Nobody cares. Girl meets bear. Girl meets bear, just like the new Prey trailer. That's what this is. This is the precursor to Prey. Prey, the new Predator movie. Ba-da-da-da, 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 da-da-da, ba-da. Bakuwan! Really fun. It's a club about motorcycles and girls that ride motorcycles, but one of them's a Stig. Really good. This show is actually really fun. If you know anything about motorcycles or you have a motorcycle or anything like that, watch this one. It is a blast of a show. Really quick and easy. It is only 12 episodes. That is correct. That means that there's time to watch it before One Piece comes back. Aggressive Retsuko. I've drunk her sake. Scorching Ping Pong Girls. So anybody who watched Ping Pong and was like, you know what? Ping Pong as an anime is kind of cool, but this Ping Pong is kind of weird looking. This is the Ping Pong anime for anyone who didn't like Ping Pong the anime. It is classic sports girls anime. And I haven't finished it. That's why I didn't put it on there. Badoo, Nisekoi, OVA, Digimon, Cheating Craft, Secco Boys. Myriad Colors, Polka Dot Miracle, Da-da-da-da, Overlord. High School Life of a Fudanshi. Where the Fudo's at. Grimgar. I'm feeling it. Oh, Active Raid. I've heard good things about that show. Haven't seen it, though. Only good things. Sailor Moon Crystal. Can't believe that exists. Tawawa Specials. Come on, scroll. Be done. Be done scrolling. B Project, Panda Piece, Tanaka-kun, Kabanari of the Iron Fortress is really good. Ping pong, but what about a hockey anime? I don't know, but there's a manga about curling. There's like 5 manga about curling. Ping Pong Club from the 90s is hilarious. I'm unfamiliar with that. I'm talking Ping Pong the animation, the 2010, 2011. Somebody can remind me. But Ping Pong the animation, where like it does not look like anime. It looks like your traditional anime. And if you know the Snowman, the Christmas show, where everything's like crayon or colored pencil drawing, like it's those two styles like mashed together and they play ping pong. It's very, very strange looking show. Bodoo. Oshiete Galko-chan Long Riders. Unicorn Maho Shoujo Pokemon. Infinite Stratos Euphonium has all the anime budget. Onigiri, I played the MMO. It was okay. It's classic free MMO. Nothing too deep. If you're a MMO fan, you like it, you want to jump into it, do it. But I don't know anything about the anime. That's for dang sure. Ninja Girl, One Piece, Miss Bernard said. I feel like I watched that one, but I can't remember anything about it, so I can't put it on in good faith. I'm gonna be good faith about that one and say that I don't remember it. TQ has 8 seasons? Tennis Club? Okay. How many more scrolls will I scroll? Take a mask as I'm scrolling down the page of all the anime. Ping Pong was compared to South Park at the time for its raunchiness. Ping Pong Club, sorry. Specifically Ping Pong Club. No, I am unfamiliar with Ping Pong Club, but with that kind of description, I need to familiarize myself with Ping Pong Club, as it were. Mahotsukai. Anime training. Anime that gets you to work out is good anime. Like Baki the Grappler makes me work out. I watch it and I'm like, dang, that kid's 14 and just jacked. I need to work out. Why does that look similar? Baki, OVAs, get out of here. Sushi police! Can you get the police of the sushi coming down? Why are there so many things to scrolling through? Oh, I didn't limit it. That's the problem. I didn't limit my search to just TV shows and series. Or TV, ONA, and the heck else? I don't remember. That's why there's so many things. That's why I'm scrolling. I'm certain that you're younger than me too. Perhaps. Perhaps people always say I look younger than I am. No, I think earlier I was commenting. I'm as old as Berserk. I was born in 1990. Makes me 32 this year. Very exciting. I'm old enough to be everybody's boomer, but young enough that I'm everyone's grandchild. Kind of weird middle ground of everything here. Oh my goodness, there's too much to scroll here. Tante Opera Milky Holmes. Milky Holmes! So Tante means detective, so we've got Detective Opera Milky Holmes. The movie. Gyakushu of Milky Holmes. I like this. Sengoku Area Warlords. Funny. That's the best part about these scrolls, are the things that I don't remember seeing. Then I can put it in my brain hole and hopefully pull it up later. All right, I think I'm in the scroll zone here. Star Fox Zero, the battle begins. Oh, Fox, what are you doing? Slippy, get out of there. I love Star Fox. That game was really fun back in the day. Go back and try to play it. I'm like, oh, I am not a fan of on the rails flyers. Thought so? You're older than Brandon. If you're older than the anime guy, then of course you're older than me, the anime kid. Oh, we've got anime guy, anime man, and now me, the anime kid. I think I'm in the scroll zone now. I'm gonna be done. I'm gonna call it. Calling it. I'm gonna let this sort of like slow scroll while I wrap it up here. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining me today. Again, to cover our main topics, I am hugely excited for Berserk to continue. Hunter x Hunter continuing, One Piece actually wrapping up. These are all very good, exciting things. I'm very happy for the medium. I am excited for the anime that those will spawn, and I hope you all found an anime while I was looking through some of the older 2010s, 2014, 15, and 16, that you maybe hadn't seen, that I spurred you on to check out, because that's what this is all about. Don't watch garbage anime that comes out today where everybody's like, that's such a good show. I got a comment today was like, you just don't understand. Shikimori does it for Izumi, not for anybody else. And I was like, what? What? Yeah, I still don't like it. Very, very strange comment I got. But such is the world. And I will continue to tell people, go watch better shows, because there's not enough time to watch bad shows. And while you go watch those shows, you have a wonderful rest of your night. I will catch you all tomorrow for Waifu Wednesday. I hope to see you there. Kampai.